Can you believe that active inventory for condos on Oahu is up 61.8% from a year ago? This is David Buck with Harcourts Island Real Estate, and today we're going to talk about the housing stats for July of 2024. First off, we're going to start off with some optimistic news on the single family home front, and then we're going to dive into the condo stats. So first off, on the single family homes, we saw an increase in single family home sales year over year, which is up 20.1%. A year ago, there were 224 home sales on Oahu in July, and this past month we saw 269. Meanwhile, the median sales price of a single family home on Oahu was actually up 4.6%. And a year ago, that was at $1,090,000. And this past month, we're at $1,140,000. So that's a nice step up. And if you're a buyer in this marketplace, one positive sign is active inventory for homes is actually up 22.2%. Now, keep in mind, there's still only 722 homes for sale on Oahu. I think back to over 15 years ago, before the financial crisis, this is back in 06, 07, when there was like little inventory on Oahu, and we're talking about when there's only 800 homes for sale. Well, today there's still only 722 homes for sale as of last month. So it is still a seller's market here on Oahu. However, inventory, like I said, is up 22.2%. So there is a lot more to choose from if you're a buyer in the marketplace. Now, stay tuned and we're going to dive into the condo stats. Okay, now regarding condo sales on Oahu, the sales were actually down 7.8%, but that's actually positive news because a month ago when we reported on June of 24, condo sales were down over 24% from the year prior in June of 23. So this is a step in the right direction. Even though sales were down over 7%, it's not as bad as the previous month. So yeah, a year ago in July of 2023, there were 422 condo sales on Oahu. And this past month, we saw 389. So once again, that's a 7.8% drop in numbers of condo transactions. Now, from an optimist standpoint, if you are a condo owner, the median sales price was actually up 1.8%. It's not a whole lot, but it went from $500,000 to $509,000. Now we're going to jump into that initial stat I reported in the beginning of this video, where condo inventory on Oahu was up 61.8%. So that is a significant jump. In July of 23, there were 1,154 condos for sale on Oahu. And this past month, we saw 1,867. So that's over 700 more condos for sale than there were a year ago. So if you're a buyer in the marketplace, we talked about this last month, it might not be a bad time to jump into the condo market because there's a lot more inventory. And to put things in perspective, when we talked about the single family home stats just earlier in this segment, there were 722 homes for sale. The increase in condo inventory over this past year was just about as much as all the homes that are for sale on the island of Oahu, just to put that in perspective. So like we talk about every month, every market is different this island. Later in the month, we're going to jump into the local neighborhood updates. But if you have specific questions about a neighborhood and what's going on in different parts of the island, feel free to reach out and give us a shout. Mahalo.